I'll be honest, it's a clucking disaster. And that's the only time I'm going to make that joke, I promise. But Chicken Strike Cluck Ops, let's get into it. It's the $5 game review. We'll start with what I think this game actually did right. And before we get to that, though, let's call it what it is. Chicken Strike Cluck Ops. It's an action-packed adventure where feathers fly and claws come out. You can join the uprising to liberate FCK. We all know what they mean. And I think it's a really good concept for a game. Like, just, you get to run around with a chicken with a pistol. It's kind of like Squirrel with a gun, and it's kind of designed to be more like Black Ops. And I really think that's all it's got going for it right now. There's a lot of issues with the gameplay and stuff, and there's not a whole lot of reason to want to play it outside of, hey, it's a funny concept. And I just don't think that's worth the $2.99 price. The game does give you a pretty good tutorial mode, but it's already got one bug. As you can see, I launched myself across the map, and I was stuck and had to restart over. There's not just a simple respawn mechanic like you do when you play the live game. It's interesting because you get like 3 different weapons. It really could use some more weapons, even if you pick them up on the ground. And the bazooka is very lackluster. The pistol's kind of fun, and the machine gun, hands down, is going to be my favorite, and it does the most work. But I mean, if you're going to have a bazooka, let's make it do something cool. I did like the idea of laying an egg as a grenade. That's kind of fun, but it kind of needs some work. Like, if you're going to get blown up by a grenade, it needs a little bit better blast mechanics. Now let's get into the major criticisms. I played for about 30-40 minutes, and I could not get out of level 1, and the reason is the enemies have these weird spawn locations, and they'll start bum rushing you. I don't mind them having enemies bum rushing me. It's kind of like a zombies mode, but they'll start spawning in on top of you, and you can't get out. Now, you can use power-ups in this game, and the power-ups are just kind of spread a little thin, so if they're a big part of the defense strategy of the game, they really could be a little bit more placement. Maybe even have the enemies drop them. But you'll see that I'll end up getting swarmed, and I can't get out, and that's it. You end up dying. You're supposed to kill 100 enemies, and I think the most I got was 30, if that. And I sat here, and I legitimately tried. So those hitboxes, your hitbox needs to be adjusted, and enemy spawn locations definitely need to be taken a look at. Another major downfall to this game is the guns don't feel impactful. Pretty much the pistol and the machine gun are both one-shot, one kills, and the bazooka that you get really feels lackluster. I should be able to switch to the bazooka when I'm surrounded by enemies and blow everybody away as a way to clear out. But unfortunately, it just doesn't do that. Like, I tried a couple times, and I was still just getting stomped to death. So enemy damage may need to be taken a look at, but you really need to focus on these weapons. I should feel different from you wanting to use a pistol to using the machine gun to using the bazooka. If it's just the fire rates, then why am I even bothering? Yeah, my final complaint is the power-ups, all right? They are very lackluster. When I used the shield, it was just a shield, and it barely lasted. They have a timer on them, so you're going to want to pick up another one, but the issue is they don't respawn. So if you use it early, that's pretty much it. And as you can see, it's just so easy to get swarmed by enemies, and the game's over. Like, what's the fun in that? These power-ups should make me feel powerful, and I really feel like, oh, if I don't use it right away, I'm not going to survive, but if I use it too soon, I'm not going to survive, and it's an issue that I had. I'd really love to talk about the multiplayer, but because I'm pretty much one of 5 people that may be playing this game, there wasn't an aspect for me a chance to play. But in the multiplayer mode, you pretty much are going to run around, and it's not you versus humans. It's actually you versus other chickens. Really cool concept. I think that's something great, but you could also add a co-op mode to this game, and it's 2 chickens versus the world, and I think it'd be entertaining. I'll be honest, the game's just not worth $1.99 yet. I think if you can fix some of these issues, it'll be a fun, just little cheap game that you and your buddies could gather around and take turns trying to blow each other up. Add more weapons, fix the spawn locations, fix the enemies. I think it's really cool. You've got human models that actually look pretty decent. For a $1.99 game, there's so much potential, and it's just not worth it this time. That's been my review of Chicken Strike Cluck Ops. If you found this review helpful, hey man, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel for more, and leave a like on the video. As always, my name's Coyote. I'll catch you next week with another $5 game review.